Hello everyone. This audiobook contains master words with meaning, examples, synonym and antonym. Exemplify. Exemplify is a verb that means to serve as a typical example of something, to illustrate a concept, or to embody a particular quality or characteristic. Here are two examples, along with synonyms and antonyms. Examples. The success story of the entrepreneur exemplifies the power of hard work, innovation, and determination in achieving one's goals. The painting, Starry Night, by Vincent van Gogh exemplifies his unique style and his ability to capture emotions through color and form. Synonyms. Illustrate, demonstrate, represent, showcase, symbolize. Antonyms. Deviate, contradict, diverge, disprove, fail. Exempt. Exempt is an adjective or a verb that refers to being free from a duty, obligation, or liability that others are subject to. Here are two examples, along with synonyms and antonyms. Examples. The students who had already completed the prerequisite course were exempt from taking the introductory class. Some organizations are exempt from paying certain taxes due to their non-profit status. Synonyms, as an adjective. Free. Immune, excused, not liable, absolved. Synonyms, as a verb. Excuse, release, spare, grant, immunity, dispense. Antonyms, as an adjective. Subject, liable, responsible, accountable, obligated. Antonyms, as a verb. Obligate, impose, enforce, compel, mandate. Exertion. Exertion refers to the physical or mental effort put into achieving a task, goal, or action. It involves applying energy, strength, or concentration to accomplish something. Examples. After hours of intense exertion at the gym, she finally managed to lift the heavy weights. The success of the project was the result of months of diligent exertion by the entire team. Synonyms. Effort, strain, endeavor, exerting. Struggle. Antonyms. Rest, inactivity, relaxation, indolences. Exhaustive. Exhaustive refers to something that is comprehensive, thorough, or complete, leaving no detail or aspect untouched. It implies a deep and exhaustive examination or coverage of a topic. Examples. The researchers conducted an exhaustive study of the ancient ruins, documenting every artifact and structure they found. Her exhaustive research on the topic left no stone unturned, resulting in a comprehensive and detailed report. Synonyms. Comprehensive, thorough, complete, in-depth, detailed. Antonyms. Superficial, incomplete, limited, brief, shallow. Exhilarating. Exhilarating refers to something that is invigorating, exciting, and filled with a sense of joy and energy. It often describes experiences that make you feel alive and enthusiastic. Examples. The exhilarating feeling of soaring through the sky during a parachute jump is hard to put into words. The roller coaster ride was so exhilarating that the riders couldn't help but scream with excitement. Synonyms. Thrilling, stimulating, energetic, electrifying, enlivening. Antonyms. Dull, boring, tedious, unexciting, monotonous. Exhort. Exhort means to strongly encourage, advise, or urge someone to do something, usually with a sense of urgency or persuasion. Examples. The coach would often exhort his team to give their best performance on the field, motivating them to push their limits. The speaker exhorted the audience to take action against climate change by highlighting the critical nature of the issue. Synonyms: urge, encourage, advise, persuade, prompt. Antonyms: discourage, deter, dissuade. Suppress, hinder. Exhume. Exhume refers to the act of digging up or uncovering something, typically a corpse, from a grave or burial place. It can also be used metaphorically to mean uncovering something from the past. Examples: the archaeologists decided to exhume the ancient burial site to study the artifacts and gain insights into the culture of the time. The cold case investigation led detectives to exhume the body of a murder victim in hopes of finding new evidence. Synonyms: unearth, disinter, dig up, uncover, retrieve. Antonyms: bury, interlay, to rest in, uncover. Exigency. Exigency refers to an urgent and pressing situation or demand that requires immediate attention, action, or response. It often implies a sense of emergency or necessity. Examples: due to the unexpected exigency of the situation, the firefighters rushed to the scene to control the spreading fire. The company's quick response to the financial exigency allowed them to recover from the crisis and stabilize their operations. Synonyms: urgency, emergency, necessity, crisis, pressing need. Antonyms: routine, non-urgent, insignificance, triviality, luxury. Exodus. Exodus refers to a mass departure or migration of people from one place to another, often used to describe a significant movement of individuals or a community. Examples: the exodus of refugees from the war-torn region overwhelmed the neighboring country's resources and infrastructure. The economic hardships in the rural areas led to an exodus of young people seeking better opportunities in the cities. Synonyms: migration, departure, emigration, outflow, evacuation. Antonyms: arrival, settlement, immigration, influx, stay. Exonerate. Exonerate means to clear someone from blame, guilt, or responsibility for a particular action or wrongdoing. It implies proving someone's innocence or demonstrating that they are not responsible for the alleged offense. Examples: after a thorough investigation, the new evidence came to light and exonerated the wrongly accused man who had spent years in prison. The surveillance footage showed that the suspect was nowhere near the scene of the crime, which ultimately helped to exonerate him. Synonyms: acquit, clear, absolve, vindicate, free. Antonyms: convict, accuse, blame, incriminate, condemn. Exorbitant. Exorbitant refers to something that is unreasonably high, excessive, or beyond what is considered normal or fair, especially in terms of price, cost, or demand. Examples: the hotel's exorbitant room rates during peak tourist season discouraged many travelers from staying there. The price of the designer handbag was so exorbitant that only a few could afford to purchase it. Synonyms: inflated, unreasonable, overpriced, extravagant, outrageous. Antonyms: reasonable, affordable, moderate, sensible, fair. Exorcise. Exorcise means to remove or drive out evil spirits, demons, or negative influences from a person, place, or thing, often through a ritual or spiritual practice. It can also be used metaphorically to refer to getting rid of something unwanted or troubling. Examples: the priest performed a ceremony to exorcise the spirits believed to be haunting the old mansion. She felt the need to exorcise her past traumas through therapy and self-reflection. Synonyms: expel, purge, banish, cleanse, rid. Antonyms: Invite, welcome, embrace, accept, retain. Exotic. Exotic refers to something that is foreign, unusual, or originating from a distant or unfamiliar place. It often carries a sense of uniqueness or intrigue due to its distinct nature. Examples: the local market was filled with exotic fruits and spices that tourists had never seen before. She wore an exotic dress with intricate patterns inspired by cultures from around the world. Synonyms: unusual, foreign, intriguing, unconventional, rare. Antonyms: common, familiar, ordinary, native, typical. Expansive. Expansive has multiple meanings, but generally, it refers to something that is wide, extensive, or characterized by a tendency to be open and communicative. Examples: the hotel room had an expansive view of the ocean, allowing guests to enjoy breathtaking sunsets. His expansive personality made him a great conversationalist at parties, as he was always eager to engage with others. Synonyms: broad, extensive, vast, wide open. Antonyms: limited, narrow, restrictive, reserved, constrained. Expatriate. Expatriate refers to a person who has chosen to live outside their native country, often for an extended period, typically due to work, lifestyle, or personal reasons. It can also be used as a verb to describe the act of leaving one's own country to live elsewhere. Examples: after obtaining a job offer in a foreign country, she became an expatriate, moving away from her home to start a new life. Many expatriates gather at the local international community center to connect with others who are living abroad. Synonyms: emigrant, migrant, immigrant, exile, outlander. Antonyms: native, citizen, resident, local inhabitant. Expedient. Expedient refers to a means or action that is practical, convenient, and advantageous for achieving a particular goal, especially in the short term. It often implies making a choice that may not necessarily be morally or ethically ideal but is effective under the circumstances. Examples: given the time constraints, it was expedient for the team to divide the tasks and work simultaneously. The company's decision to cut corners on safety measures was expedient for reducing costs, but it led to product quality issues. Synonyms: practical, convenient, advantageous, tactical, resourceful. Antonyms: inadvisable, impractical, disadvantageous, unwise, inconvenient. Expedite. Expedite means to speed up, facilitate, or accelerate a process or task in order to achieve it more quickly and efficiently. Examples: the manager decided to expedite the shipping process to ensure that the urgent order reached the customer on time. The government introduced new measures to expedite the visa application process for international students. Synonyms: accelerate, facilitate, quicken, hasten, fast track. Antonyms: delay, hinder, slow down, obstruct, impede. Expenditure. Expenditure refers to the act of spending money or resources on goods, services, or activities. It represents the total amount of money used for a particular purpose. Examples: the company's expenditure on marketing campaigns increased significantly this year to attract a larger customer base. Careful budgeting helped the family manage their household expenditures and save for future expenses. Synonyms: spending, disbursement, outlay, expense, cost. Antonyms: savings, income, revenue, gain, profit. Expertise. Expertise refers to a high level of skill, knowledge, or proficiency in a particular field or subject. It represents a person's specialized capabilities and understanding in a specific area. Examples: her expertise in computer programming made her an invaluable asset to the software development team. The chef's culinary expertise was evident in the exquisite flavors and presentation of the dishes. Synonyms: skill, mastery, proficiency, knowledge, specialization. Antonyms: inexperience, ignorance, novice, unfamiliarity, amateurness. Expiate. Expiate means to atone for or make amends for a wrongdoing, often by performing actions that show remorse or regret for the past actions. It involves seeking forgiveness or making reparations for one's sins, mistakes, or transgressions. Examples: the criminal sought to expiate his guilt by participating in community service programs and helping those he had harmed. She believed that donating a portion of her earnings to charity would help her expiate the guilt she felt for her previous unethical business practices. Synonyms: atone, make amends, redeem, apologize, compensate. Antonyms: persist, continue, repeat, deny, ignore. Expletive. Expletive has a couple of different meanings. An expletive can refer to a profane or offensive word or phrase that is used to express strong emotions, frustration, or emphasis. It's often considered vulgar or impolite language. Examples: he let out a string of expletives when he realized he had missed the train. The angry driver shouted expletives at the other car that cut him off in traffic. Synonyms: curse word, swear word, profanity, vulgarity, obscenity. Antonyms: polite language, respectful expression, courteous speech, proper phrasing, decency. Expletive can also refer to a word or phrase used to fill a sentence or provide emphasis, often without contributing much meaning to the overall context. In this sense, it's a linguistic filler. Examples: the speaker used the expletive multiple times while trying to recall the details of the event. In casual conversation, people often insert expletives like "you know" or "like" as pauses or fillers. In the context of the first definition, it's important to note that expletives can contain strong language and may be offensive to some people. Explicate. Explicate means to explain, clarify, or analyze something in detail in order to make its meaning more clear and understandable. Examples: the teacher took the time to explicate the complex scientific concept, ensuring that all students grasped its fundamental principles. The critic's review explicated the underlying themes and symbolism in the novel, offering readers a deeper understanding of the story. Synonyms: explain, elaborate, clarify, interpret, analyze. Antonyms: confuse, obscure, muddle, complicate, befuddle. Explicit. Explicit refers to something that is clear, direct, and unambiguous, leaving no room for confusion or doubt. It can describe information or content that is openly stated or expressed. Examples: the contract included explicit terms and conditions that outlined the responsibilities of both parties in great detail. The movie contained explicit scenes of violence, which made it unsuitable for younger audiences. Synonyms: clear, unambiguous, definite, precise, plain. Antonyms: ambiguous, vague, implicit, indirect, obscure. Exploit. Exploit has a couple of different meanings. As a noun, exploit refers to a notable or impressive achievement, often involving courage, skill, or resourcefulness. Examples: the mountaineer's successful ascent of the treacherous peak was considered a remarkable exploit in the world of climbing. The pilot's quick thinking during the emergency landing was an incredible exploit of his flying expertise. Synonyms: achievement, accomplishment, feat, deed, attainment. Antonyms: failure, misstep, blunder, setback, fiasco. As a verb, exploit means to take advantage of something or someone for personal gain, often in an unfair or unethical manner. Examples: the company was criticized for exploiting its workers by paying them low wages and providing poor working conditions. The hacker attempted to exploit a vulnerability in the software to gain unauthorized access to sensitive information. Synonyms: utilize, manipulate, abuse, capitalize, take advantage of. Antonyms: aid, assist, support, help, protect. Expository. Expository refers to something that is intended to explain, describe, or provide information in a clear and straightforward manner. It often involves presenting facts, ideas, or concepts in a logical and organized way. Examples: the textbook contained expository chapters that delved into the historical context of the events. The expository essay provided a detailed analysis of the scientific principles underlying climate change. Synonyms: informative, exploratory, didactic, instructive, pedagogical. Antonyms: confusing, ambiguous, vague, incoherent, uninformative. Exposure. Exposure has a few different meanings depending on the context. In a general sense, exposure refers to the state of being subjected to something, often a situation, experience, or condition. It can also refer to the act of revealing or making something visible. Examples: the long hours of sun exposure without proper protection resulted in a severe sunburn. The artist's gallery exhibition provided exposure for their work to a wider audience. Synonyms: presentation, revelation, disclosure, experience, imposition. Antonyms: concealment, secrecy, protection, isolation, privacy. In the context of photography, exposure refers to the amount of light that reaches the camera's sensor or film, determining how light or dark an image will appear. Examples: the photographer adjusted the camera settings to achieve the proper exposure for the landscape shot. The overexposure of the image caused the highlights to be washed out and lacking in detail. Synonyms: illumination, brightness, light, luminance, radiance. Expropriate. Expropriate refers to the act of taking possession or control of property, assets, or resources, often by a government or authority, usually with the intention of public benefit or necessity. It usually involves compensating the owners for the loss of their property. Examples: the government decided to expropriate the land to build the new highway that would improve transportation in the region. The company was expropriated by the state due to allegations of illegal activities, and its assets were seized. Synonyms: confiscate, seize, appropriate, nationalize, take over. Antonyms: return, give back, release, restore, renounce. Expunge. Expunge means to erase, remove, or eliminate something completely, often from a record, document, or memory. It involves wiping out or eliminating any trace of the thing being expunged. Examples: after completing his sentence and rehabilitation, his criminal record was expunged, giving him a fresh start. The editor decided to expunge certain sections from the manuscript to improve the flow of the narrative. Synonyms: erase, delete, remove, eliminate, wipe out. Antonyms: preserve, retain, keep, maintain. Include: expurgate. Expurgate means to remove or edit parts of a text, usually for the purpose of removing offensive, inappropriate, or objectionable content. It involves censoring or purging material that may be considered offensive or unsuitable. Examples: the school decided to expurgate certain passages from the classic novel before including it in the curriculum to make it more appropriate for students. The film's explicit scenes were expurgated in order to achieve a lower age rating and wider audience. Synonyms: censor, purge, edit, delete, bowdlerize. Antonyms: include, retain, preserve, leave intact, uncensor.